Good evening. They were forced to shoot. Officers killed 2 pit bulls after they mauled an elderly woman in her own front yard.
The woman is now hospitalized and neighbors are shuddering over her dreadful experience. King 5's Deborah Feldman joins us live from the SeaTac neighborhood where this happened. Deborah.
Well, first we should tell you this woman is recovering. She's currently at Harborview Medical Center and listed in satisfactory condition. This all happened right here in the woman's front yard. You can still see the tattered hat she was wearing. This was left behind when medics rushed her to the hospital with bites, cuts, and a broken wrist. A friend of the 71-year-old victim says her morning was completely normal until moments after the woman arrived back at her home.
She take the kid to the school, and after that she come to my house, give me some cucumber, and then she back home.
But while she was in her yard, the woman was charged by 2 pit bulls that lived several blocks away. If the woman was lucky about anything, it's that officers were nearby when a neighbor called 911. She was still being mauled when a deputy arrived and pulled his gun.
Shot the pit bull. The pit bull then traveled a short distance, started to turn on the deputy again. The deputy fired his weapon again to drop the animal right then.
Officers soon put down the second dog as well, as medics transported the woman to Harborview with bites ranging from her legs to her head. Neighbors described the woman as petite, an avid gardener, and devoted to her family.
I can't picture her more than about maybe 4'8", 4'9", maybe, 80, 90 pounds.
A sergeant with animal control says there's no way she could have fought off the 2 male pit bulls named Big Guy and Rimshot.
It would be hard for a grown adult in prime shape to do that, let alone an elderly woman. Yes, it's terrible, terrible.
The dogs lived in this house with a rebar fence with 2 other pit bulls. Animal control have now taken those 2 and put them in protective custody. In the city of SeaTac, pit bulls are considered dangerous dogs, and an ordinance requires them to be muzzled or contained. The owner appeared agitated as he was questioned by law enforcement. His 18-year-old son insists the dogs have never been a problem.
Yeah, I feel bad. I just don't understand why they would go and attack. They've never attacked anybody, even people who came over and stuff. Never.
Animal control tells me that these same 2 dogs were found wandering in the streets around here back in May, and they were picked up and taken to a shelter. They were found to not be licensed at the time. Well, they say the owner ultimately showed up a couple days later. They had to be licensed at that point in order to be released, and they say at that point there were no reports of the animals being aggressive. Reporting live in SeaTac, Deborah Feldman, King 5 News.
Thank you, Deborah. The 2 other dogs from the owner's house were the mother of the dogs involved in the attack and their sister named Trouble.